Yeah, like the getting lost in the whole. Maybe it's so much of the anxiety of dealing with the future, what they could become. Like, for example, Encanto, she was afraid of the abuela was afraid of losing
The magic.
candle, like the magic, that possible future. And then she was holding on tighter and tighter that she's not listening. Or even with Ming, like she was holding on to this image so that her daughter is set up to win for the future, whatever it is, that they're not listening to into where she is now.
Yeah, and she refused to let go of that like perfect picture of her daughter that she has in her head, to the point that when May herself was causing trouble, or like when she drew the freaking merman fanfic of the guy from the convenience store, she's like, oh, he corrupted her. Like, he did this. He took advantage of her. Now she's doing these things. Like, did he do these to you? He's just like, no, I want to do. Like, basically, he was trying to say, I want to do these to him.
Oh my, yeah, like, yeah.
And then when like after the birthday party, it was just like she was bracing for getting yelled at, like for causing trouble and all that, and not being able to control the panda or whatever the fuck, and go straight to her friends saying, you did this to her. You manipulated her. This was your idea. None of this was her idea. You know why? Because she's a perfect little girl.
Oh,
she's a good girl.
Just that man. If it was my mom, I'd be getting my ass whooped. Like I know she knows I'm not fucking perfect.
That was the whole thing too. That's why I was like, the whole time, every time May's mom says something, or like when they say something about her mom, I'm like, ooh. 13-year-old me just like fucking bit her tongue, because that's what I grew up with, man.
Yeah.
Especially as the middle child, the only non-male child as well. There was a lot of pressure on me, which, you know, to succeed, because I was basically invisible if I didn't. But then again, if I got into trouble, there's a 50-50 chance that people won't know because I'm invisible. And then that kind of like brings it to Encanto, with Lisa as the middle child, like taking on all this pressure.
Yeah.
If she succeed, and if she's not useful, then what is she?
Yeah.
So I was just like, so that's why like when that song and like scene came on, I was just like, floodgates opened. I was like, that's me.
Of her musical number?
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. For Surface Pressure. I was like, yeah,
that was great. I like that they portrayed a strong woman with muscles, and
as
also
very feminine still.
Yes.
And had her move very femininely.
Yes. And that's what I appreciated in terms of her character movement, that she's not, just because she has muscles doesn't mean she's not any less feminine. And
they didn't go into the trope of her looking super feminine, like very slim, or maybe even tiny, and then just like being surprisingly strong. No, they really get into it. Like, she's strong. She's gonna look freaking strong, but feminine.
Yeah. And I think as an adult, I think I'm grateful that I was able to kind of talk to my mom and kind of hash things out. But I do remember, I was never, obviously I'm not a girl, but the pressure from my mom of performing well. And I think there were probably moments where it was like, to perform well so I can help the family, because I was like, because I think there might have been that kind of expectation. Once I graduate, once I do this, like I would be able to help her.
Did you ever feel like you were expected to be the retirement plan?
I don't know if I was expected to be the retirement plan. So yeah, and then shit, man, that's a lot of pressure. Like I think I may have, I could be twisting like information now, like maybe have had some sort of expectation to help the family in general, or like maybe even the family in the Philippines. But also my mom is now at this stage of our lives, my mom's pretty well aware that I don't want any of that. My mom has this kind of like her own belief is I don't want to be a burden to anyone. Yeah. But I don't think I had that. But she did. I think she was hoping that we would help her out like a little bit more in terms, but that's another topic in itself.
Because like right now, my mom and like her siblings would, because like, okay, when I was growing up in the Philippines, I was one of those recipients of those boxes, the balikbayan boxes.
Yes.
That came from here. or whatever. And I
Yeah.
remember just like opening them, like, oh, this shit from Costco. I didn't know what the fuck Costco was, first of all. And then I remember being a recipient of these, and I was like, oh wow, these must have cost a lot. Technically, they did. They got them all on sale, but like, you put them all together, it's still a lot of money. It's the shipping costs. And so like, now that I'm here and like I'm seeing my mom contributing to these, and like sometimes actually like, putting together a box basically by herself, coming from us, like this family.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, now that I'm freaking 31, like I was like, am I going to be expected to do this?
And I feel like I get that kind of, I feel like I get that kind of expectation when my cousins message me, it's my birthday, where's my present? And I know they're joking, but I'm like,
it's also like the idea that like, oh, you live in America, you're rich. Bitch, I still live at home.
Wiping tears in $100 bills.
I know, and wiping my ass with $100 bills. Like, absolutely not. Once I get $100 bill, it's getting stashed in my wallet forever until I use it for emergencies.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't have that expectation, but maybe my little sister, I don't know. But yeah.